Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling Review Series, September 4th, 1993. That would have been my 12th birthday, and I don't know what I was doing that day. Pretty sure, though, I was watching this program because I was watching almost weekly still at this point, although this was the beginning of me trying to find other things to do with my time in terms of not having to watch live. We'll say that this 93 through 96, early 97, actually 97 was the last year I really enjoyed. 98, I enjoyed up to Austin winning the championship, and that's when wrestling died for me, is when Austin won. Not because necessarily I was against Stone Cold Steve Austin, I enjoyed his rise, but because post his win, the storylines to me were just goofy, and luckily I had started on the Independents in 1997, and I kept my interest through ECW and the Independents. Anyway, there is a ticker tape deal with Japanese voiceovers hyping the actions of Lex Luger over the last little while. Jim Cornette basically comments on SummerSlam. He says Luger has all but eliminated himself, but they have to admit he was more impactful than they imagined him to be. He, however, only gets the one shot as per the contract he signs. Cornette reminds him of this fact, and he basically says that he probably regrets that now. Quebecers, Jacques and Pierre versus Mike, Chloe, and Aaron Ferguson. Quebecers, I don't think, have become tag team champions as of yet. I think that was a little bit further along, maybe September, October 93. Might actually be this month. But anyway, Jacques takes the man into the buckles, takes him there. Pierre Ouellette, who still at 50 is in Ring of Honor. I don't watch enough Ring of Honor to know how entertaining he is, but I've seen some clips, and he is amazing at his age. Anyway, double stun gun type maneuver, and Pierre tagged in, begging the man to get up. Jacques and Pierre both pull the man's hair, pull him down, and they do the "we're not the Mounties" thing because the actual Canadian Mounties were unhappy with the gimmick. So that's what that's about. Anyway, tag off by Jacques, and again we kind of see a middle rope leg drop with the Boston Crab applied. The Quebecers moving towards becoming major stars. They do the old Rougeau brothers finish and a victory for the team. Lex Luger reflects on SummerSlam. He says he's upset that he lost. Yes, but the fact of the matter is, lost the opportunity at the title, that is. But the fact is, he did win the match. He hasn't given up on his country. He hasn't given up on his people. He hasn't given up on the fans or his God. And he is overall pretty, I don't know that I'd say happy, but he's contented for a guy that just lost the biggest match to date of his career, at least in WWE theory. Anyway, Doink the Clown versus Mike Monaro. Doink the Clown at this point, I believe, still portrayed by Matt Bourne. I believe Bourne holds through probably the end of the year, beginning of 94, I think. I'm not 100% sure on when that changes to guys like Philip Hollow, Steve Lombardi, Skinner, and the like. I do know that Bourne brings the cigar to the ring, and Bourne finally does shake hands with the enhancement talent. Obviously, a much different gimmick than it would become. He drops elbows on the guy and tries to go heads up. Several shots by the enhancement talent to the midsection and the top of the chest. Doesn't get what he wants, and an armbar takedown. Pretty fluid, actually. Ultimately, it leads to a couple of advantages along the way, and Bourne hits a knee right into the midsection of his adversary. Big German suplex release style, and the kind of stalking, slower style, really cool to watch, honestly. Bourne manages to hit a top rope whoopee cushion after a clothesline and gets a victory there. Then we move to face with Bam Bam Bigelow and Razor Ramon. Basically, Bam Bam and Razor now kind of on a collision course for house shows. IRS also factors into that over the next couple of months. But we kind of move towards, a little bit of differences. Ramon now officially full babyface, a little bit away from his first Intercontinental title victory, not too far away. Then we see Men on a Mission against Smith and Student. Men on a Mission obviously still doing the rap gimmick. They do that through sometime in 95. They get a pretty good babyface run and even momentary tag team championship run for a couple of days. Anyway, Mo, as is normal for the Man on a Mission team, starts, takes the takeover pretty simply, and Mabel comes in, hits a shot right across the face to his man, and gets what he can, where he can, and a drop kick under the chin, and then we see an Irish whip and a double back elbow by both members of Men on a Mission. Big attempted splash and hit by Mabel. Mabel, of course, the bigger of the two. Mabel also the one that gets the singles push when the opportunity comes. Splashes in the corner, Oscar on the outside. Oscar very happy, directing traffic, and another splash, and Men on a Mission victorious. Bastion Booger versus Ralph Mosca. Do not know if this is related to King Kong Mosca. I do know that the Superstar Wrestling bars are used as a prop in Booger's match. Booger, of course, Mike Shaw. Would have been better had they let him be Mike Shaw, but that's just me. In any event, kind of goes forward there. And, Booger's eating rather grossly. An ice cream bar goes pretty to town on the ice cream bar. And some Irish whips, stuck at the clothesline by the enhancement talent, but gets caught with the second one. Hard shots by Booger, and part of the ice cream bar is left in the corner for all to see. That's just awkward. Anyway, headbutt by Booger, and he hits a couple of shots, takes him to the outside, sends him into the apron, and then Booger hits kind of a sit-down splash. Also goes back out to get him. Back outside of the ring, and we see a couple of forearms. Nothing really worth writing home about, but still there. And Booger manages to kind of stalk around, get things going, and ultimately, big front falling slam. Booger gets a victory with a sit-down splash. 1, 2, 3. Razor Ramon against Reno Riggins. Riggins, probably one of the most consistent enhancement talents at the time. Razor Ramon, newly formed babyface over the last couple of months. I remember being a kid and during his heel run, actually writing a letter to the office that he should be a babyface because when I met him in September, he was so kind to me, a 12-year-old kid. I remember doing that probably around January or February, and they turned him, I think, in May. So, 12-year-old me thought I had influenced this. The reality is that probably didn't happen. Anyway, Razor with a big hip toss out of the corner. Hits all his signature spots, including but not limited to the fall-away slam, the back suplex from the middle turnbuckle. Roughs the kid up a little bit, and manages to hit the Razor's Edge, and away we go for the victory. And then we go to Ludwig Vorga. Vorga shares his thoughts on Labor Day, basically calls all Americans lazy who work for nothing because they have nothing to show what they work for, and ultimately gets under the skin there. That they do that basic same promo with different wording, I think, the following week too. The Steiner brothers still your tag team champions against Williams and the Brawler. Williams is I assume, some partially Samoan-looking fellow who, is larger than life. They were doing the fake foam replica belts even then. I don't know if they had real replica belts in 1993. I don't think they did. But certainly the fake foam ones were a big deal with the kids in the audience, at least at this TV taping. Scott Steiner takes his man down, wrist locks, arm bars, and the like, and then manages to hit quite a few shots. Brawler spends the majority of the match in the ring. Steiner cuts the Brawler off. They are promoting Ico Pro in the rafters. Belly to belly suplex by Scott Steiner. Scott spends a good bit of time. Brawler tags in his partner. Rick comes in with the partner. Rick nails a leaping Steiner line for his trouble, and ultimately, we see some pinfall attempts, and again, Steiner with a victory here. Steiners are victorious. Then we go to the face-to-face. Basically, Doink calls Tatanka a fraud for wearing red hair and carrying a hatchet and all of this. Tatanka basically says that Doink needs to be dealt with once and for all. And we close the program on that basis. Like I mentioned, we've got over 160, I think, of these, and so many more. We're actually closing in on 1,000 audios for you to check out. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.